it makes me wonder, like, what's going on when you feel like in your 70s. Okay, you're probably alone. You don't want to be alone anymore in your 70s. Are you going after the young woman hoping to find love, or like I just want to have fun before I die? Because I feel like if you're looking for love and you're old, you probably want to find someone who's also alone and
Yeah,
older age too.
I have a buddy of mine the same thing. Like his dad was going through that, and his dad was with a really really young woman who now is 40, and they divorced. As soon as her daughter turned 18, they divorced. So she used him as pay for me and my daughter. She got a full ride scholarship. I forgot what college. So she didn't need him anymore. They got divorced. She found a guy right away.
Oh my god.
Like right away. So she's I 100% she had this premeditated. And then this is one of my good friends. I don't want to say his name. And he's always like telling me the story of his dad. His dad's always still trying to date younger women, like really young women. He's 70 years old. He's trying to date young women again. And he's like, dude, date someone your age. He's like, well, if I date someone, even if she's 50, she's not attractive because she's old. And we're like, dude, you're old.
He
Like,
just
what are you
wants.
talking about?
He
Find
just.
someone that you can have a relationship
If you're
and
at
companionship.
70, you're probably prioritizing sex over love.
Yes.
So
And
he wants to have sex with the young women.
it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. It's just so crazy to me. It's just not going to happen. So he's, I see him every once in a while, and he's still single. I talked to my buddy about it. He's like, yeah, he's still, by himself, and he's trying to find a good woman. He just doesn't want to date someone near his age. But
It's crazy, especially the extremes people go to not work.
Yeah, he's not a bad looking guy
For 70
for
something?
70. Yeah, he's in great shape for 70. It's just he wants young, like a 30, late 30s, early 40s woman.
Goodness.
I mean, just go to 50. You can totally find a 50 someone in their 50s. There's a lot of hot 50-year-old women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell, dude? Now that you have like all these dating sites at the palm of your hand, like, just date someone your age.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a bad looking guy for 70. Get a 60-year-old woman. Just find companionship. That's what I would feel like.
Well, that's what I was trying to say is like the companionship. Like, what do you prioritize, companionship or the sex?
I know what it is. And it's just like any other time that your girlfriend breaks up with you or whatever, you want to trump her, right? You want to be able to say, look what I got.
Oh, upgrade.
Upgrade. Look, oh, you dummy. Look, I still got someone younger than you.
That's silly.
Well, yeah, at that age, like, it doesn't matter.
That's silly.
How
You
about
should
find happiness?
prioritize. You should prioritize how someone makes you feel.
Yeah.
Like real love, true love.
Yeah. Find happiness and then worry about that stuff later. Because right now, like at that age, like your time is ticking, dude.
There's people who have high preferences in their dating lives.
Again, we talked about this earlier. It's happening in real life. We have people that we know, like they have a certain style or a certain preference of a person, and you try to introduce them to someone that is a good person, but they don't meet their height requirement, right? Like a lot of women, which is crazy to me. If your height starts with a 5, they're out.
Right.
Yeah.
If you go on Tinder, you'll see a lot of the profile says if your height starts with a 5, swipe, what is it, left? Or don't even bother.
Well, I don't know. I've never.
It's been a while since I've been on Tinder,
never
but
been
yeah,
on
a lot
Tinder
of
or
a lot of
anything
women
like
will say, "I don't date under 6 foot."
Yeah. I'm happily married. Been married for a long time. Like me and my wife met in 2005, and I've never had to do those dating sites, so I'm happy. I met her at the gym, the old-fashioned way, and I'm happy ever since. Man, got 2 kids. Like she's great. Like
It just sucks being single in your like late 20s or 30s right now, especially when you're dealing with like these women who have high preferences and all they have to offer is like their booty shot pictures on Instagram and maybe a kid. And
booty
it's just,
shot pictures. I'm like, you're attracting sex.
I know women who do those look at my butt pictures like,
You're,
are you a valuable woman
no, you
at
just
that
want
point?
sex. Oh, you're saying, hey, look, I'm so hot that you're gonna support me.
I deserve a high quality man. Look at my butt.
But
What do you have to offer? Do you have a good personality? Do you have good hobbies like that we could share together?
good
We could
guys
have
are not looking
conversation.
for
Are you
that.
educated?
You know who's looking for those booty shots? The guys that want one night stand, a hit and run.
Oh, sure. And then women get mad at those guys, be like, you don't value me.
I have a
There's
buddy.
no good guys out there.
I have a buddy who used to go on this thing called Plenty of Fish, would meet girls, and he would spend his lunch break going on a lunch date with them
Lunch date.
to see if he wants to date her later on as well. And he'd go and dress up and make it look like he's some kind of like big shot. And he'd come back and be like, "Look at this chick I just had lunch with. I'm going out with her again tonight or tomorrow night." And then he'd come back, "Look, I hit it. Boom, knocked it out." And then the following week, I'd be like, "Hey, you and that chick want a double date?" He goes, "I'm not talking to her." I'm like, "Why?" "Ah, she sucked." I'm like, "Oh wow." Like, it's just guys are programmed like that. You see a booty shot. The only reason the guy wants to hit you up with that booty shot is because he wants that booty.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to value you as a person because he sees
Yeah.
that you're attracting sex, and then he's thinking, well, how many other people have you had sex with? Besides me with that booty shot.
Mm-hmm.
If it was me, I would look for girls that are next door, like that don't have booty shots. If you have a bikini shot from an Instagram pic, that's one thing. As long as, if you're not like, hey, look, this is my main page. No, if your picture's like a headshot or like you hanging out with your friends, like having coffee or something, okay, she's a decent girl. You just want to stay away from the girls that have their main picture as a booty shot or a bikini shot saying, look at me.
Yeah, look at my butt pose.
Look at my body first. Because then, like, okay, so you're just serving up sex, right?
Yeah, especially like the women who have that as like their profile pictures on their Instagram, and you see that they have thousands, millions of followers. It's just a bunch of perverts who want to see more of their pictures like that. And they're just feeding to them. It's like, okay, well, good luck finding a quality guy.
Well, it's like right now, like every once in a while on my Instagram or Facebook feed, they'll be like, hey, so-and-so wants to be friends. And I look at her picture and it's basically brand new. She has a couple followers. She's following nobody. I'm like, this is a fake account. And sometimes, oh, you have a mutual friend or two mutual friends. And I look at it, it's like one of my desperate single friends. I'm like,
funny.
dude, this is a fake account.
It's either that or someone trying to build up their social media.
But I don't like people I don't know trying to hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
Like on those pages. Like, why? If it's on our social media page, Just Luke Show, that's one thing. But if it's my personal account, like, I don't know you, I'm not going to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while I get people that we have a lot of mutual friends and they think, oh, we have mutual friends, we should be friends. I'm like, well, you should have a conversation first to see who you are. I don't want to invite you into my world if I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that's what dating's like. Like, what are you really looking for? Are you just looking to have fun, have sex, or are you really looking for a relationship?
and there's nothing wrong with just finding someone having sex.
If that's what you're doing, and you both agree to that,
Yes.
that's good. But if
We
you're
all-
like, I want to find a high quality man here in my booty shots, that's all I have to offer. You're not gonna
We all
find-
know someone's going to fall in love and
Mhm.
be a little more needy than the other person.
Mhm.
Plain and simple. Not to get off subject, but that's kind of like what's like cheaters too, right? Like, oh, I'm married, you're married, let's just have some fun. But someone's going to have feelings, right? Like,
Mhm.
oh, my life sucks. I like this person. The other person's thinking, I love my wife, but I want to try something different. Like,
Well, do you really love your wife that much? If you're at that point,
I only say it because I just saw Fatal Attraction on Paramount,
Mm.
and the dude loved his wife. He's just like not one night stand, but he's just having fun in his eyes. But it hurts. Like, you're gonna get caught if you cheat. You're gonna get caught.
absolutely.
There's no. I mean, you're gonna get caught. Like, your mannerisms have to change. You think, right? And I hate to say it, but what if you're the one that has feelings? Like, oh, I'm this chick. She's married, I'm married. We're just gonna have fun. But then when you're like, oh, I really like this girl, do you really like her? Or is it because it's new?
Yeah.
It might be because it's new. I think, I don't like to talk about other people's lives, and that's maybe you should have a conversation and get divorced before you do something like that, right? Especially if you have kids. I could never do that. Never do that. I respect my wife way too much, and I love my kids. If me and my wife,
It's because you know what you have to lose. It's
I
not worth
have
it,
way too much to lose.
right?
And it's not just
And I think some people just miss the feeling of meeting someone new. Things are exciting.
should
Things
never
are
got
kicking
married.
off.
Should never got married then.
Mm-hmm.
Till death do you apart. Like for me, like I I would be a piece of shit if I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 awesome kids. A broken family would suck. I'm hurting them. You know,
Yep.
if I did that, I'm not cheating on my wife. I'm cheating on my kids too.
Right.
You know, hurting their future and the household. It's not something that I want to have for an example for my kids.
No.
Right? Like
Yep.
our parents stayed together through thick and thin, and that was my example. Right? And me and my wife don't really fight. The only time we fight is what are we watching or what are we having for dinner. That's pretty much it. I see some of my friends fight. I'm like, holy cow, you guys talk to each other like that? Like, that's insane. But
Out in the open, it's just like
Oh my
over
God.
small things, and it's just like a shouting match. Like,
it's a shouting match at a restaurant or something. And you're like, whoa. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I did that, my wife would kick my butt. Like,
Well, it's something like that. It's like it should be a reflection on you, how you treat other people, especially your significant other.
yeah, no, I agree with you on that. It's just, I don't know. I have a lot of friends that give up too easy too on relationships and got divorced. I'm like, dude, you really like you have kids, but I've also had other friends that you have no choice but divorce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got disrespected. Your significant other stepped out on you.
But I know that one's pretty rough, especially when like the significant other steers away and starts cheating and whatnot. It's like, okay, this is not the right person. You got to get away from it.
Were you here? I had a Super Bowl party a long time ago, and we found out one of our friends' wife was cheating on him. Were you here for that?
No.
I don't want to say his name, but his son was on his mom's tablet, and he's like, the son goes to the dad and goes, Dad, what is this? This just came in. And the tablet was connected to her iPhone somehow, right? He opens it up, and it was a dick pic. And he's like, what the hell? And so he's researching it, find out who it's from. And this is the day of the Super Bowl. And he confronts her on the way here to my house. They walk into the house. She stays in the house with the girls. He comes out to the outdoor bar that I have. And we're just kicking and talking. And he tells us, hey, this just happened. And he told us about it. And I was like, what? And they got divorced. And, you know, to be honest, it was for the best. Because he's happily married now. She's happily married with the dick pic guy. So, and it's some dude, and she's spending a lot of time with. She was in a band, and it was a person in her band.
Mm,
And it is what it is.
that's pretty rough.
Yeah, but I feel bad for him at the time, but actually it was godsend because now he's super happy. His wife's really cute, but it sucks being like, because I still talk to his ex, not talk, but still friends with her. Saw her ex at a lot of my daughter's dance competitions.
Mm,
Great person. It just didn't work out for him, you know. And they're both better off because of it, which sounds crazy right now, but they
That sounds
really
crazy.
are. He didn't know that he was happy, but she wasn't. But then now they're both happy, right?
Mm.
So he's in a really good spot, and she's in the same spot with the same guy.
I guess that's a tough conversation when one person's happy but the other one isn't and doesn't know how to express that. So they start wandering eyes, start getting excited, talking to someone else. One thing leads to another, or cheating on them before they could even really have the courage to say, I want out of this relationship.
Well, I like that the way you said it. One thing leads to another, and you're right. You know, maybe she was thinking about cheating on him, but they're out playing late and maybe drinking or whatever, drugs, and you know, something happened, and then it just became a thing, and they got caught. Who knows how long it would have took?
The taboo was probably just exciting.
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's something new, something different, and you want to know if you still have it or not, right? I guess, and it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
Relationships are rough. They can be rough.
Yeah. So if you're in a relationship, just
Well, do you think people could be confused whether they want a relationship or if they just want fun, or they're just confused like the person they thought they fell in love with, they missed a lot of red flags.
Love is blind. So a lot of times you can miss red flags because I feel like, I only say this because I have proof of this, is a lot of women, they get older and they feel like, oh shoot, I'm going to turn 30 soon. My clock is ticking. I need to get married because my other siblings are married and my friends are married. I'm the single one in my friend group. And they date someone and they mistake a lot of red flags that their friends are telling them, dude, no, this guy's not good for you. And she's like, oh, I'm in love, blah, blah. And he's good looking, this and that. And then she gets cheated on after they get married because he feels like he was rushed into something he really didn't want. It happens. And it goes both ways too, right? I mean, I know a lot of women that married way young and they cheat on their husband because they got married before they were 21 and then, oh, I'm old enough to go drinking now, and it happens.
Or that was the only guy they really, really had a deep conversation with until they start having other conversations with other guys. Like, you know what? I align with this person much more.
Oh, yeah, I love hanging out with this person. Like, oh, where's this small town girl that moves here to a big city with her small town boyfriend at the time? They both go their separate ways, or one goes their separate way, right? You know, they're working at a job downtown, and like, I really like this guy. And they dump their significant other. I see that happen a lot. You know, that happens a lot. A lot of my friends on Facebook that moved here from like small podunk town in Wisconsin, and this is one of my friends that just happened. She knows who she is because she is a subscriber, so that's awesome. But she got married here in Arizona with him because they moved here from, you know, and she put up with a lot of his shit, and then he fucking cheats on her. And when I say deals with a lot of his shit, he got fired because he got a DUI from his job, and she was supporting him, you know, and he had a lot of free time, and then he got a new job, and then he started sleeping with one of the bartenders, and it ruined her, right?
That's pretty rough.
It's super rough.
And the love blind thing.
And she was really cute too. She's super, like, she is the epitome of a country girl. Just, I don't want to say gullible, but just super nice. Doesn't understand, like, not that she's not from the city, so she doesn't understand that men are predators, right? She thought she had a good guy, didn't realize that he got a taste of the city life and city girls and was doing his thing, and you know, she had to go back home after the divorce and trying to pick up her pieces.
Some of those red flags that people miss, both men and women, you know, maybe it's just denial too. Or they're trying to be fixer-uppers.
Oh, it's denial too. It's fixer-upper too. That's another thing. That's another category. I have friends too that are like, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna fix this. You know, she has some flaws, but I can fix it.
Does it make it exciting for people to try to be a fixer-upper?
Yeah, because it gives you a sense that I did that.
Okay.
Right?
To me, I never understood that. I'm like, why? That's a lot of work, and
It's a lot of work.
A lot of times it doesn't work.
Because it's almost like real estate. You're buying something at a lower value, and you're gonna fix it up.
and you own the higher value.
Now it's a higher value. But what happens when that higher value understands it's a higher value and thinks you're low value, right? You fixed her, whatever it is, appearance, self-confidence, and now she's at this level that surpasses you because you stayed at the same level and she leaves you. That can happen. That does happen, right? Oh, so why do you want to get a fixer-upper if there's a chance that they might surpass you and find something else?
Or the fixer-uppers, or, you know, persons that does a lot of drugs, and they try to fix them.
What if they relapse though?
And they relapse.
There's a lot that relapse. Oh, we have that. We know of someone that relapsed, and it's just like, wow.
It's rough, but like
you
the
knew that
fixer-upper is just, most of the time, I don't think it works. You might have some stories where someone fixed them. Maybe they want that speech, like, if it wasn't for my significant other, I wouldn't be here, type of speech. I was doing this and that. You know, he or she showed me the way. What, I mean, that work, was it really worth it? I mean, you have to really love someone and hope for the best.
Yep. That guy at work that told me his story is kind of like that. That they both, when they were, you know, in their younger 20s, late teens, they did, you know, they've dated and did drugs together and stuff like that. But they both, you know, turned early 20s, got jobs, got careers, changed it. They started having kids. They had 2 kids, and she relapsed years later.
Mm-hmm.
And her excuse to him was, "Oh, it's because he gets me." No, it's because you both do drugs and drink. Like, you have we've been clean for a decade, like, started our lives together. Like, we grew out of that phase. And she relapsed back into that phase because she met someone at work that was in that life, and she's like, "Oh, I miss that life. Oh, I'll just do a bump." And that turns into a bender. It turns into her not coming home. Like, it's bad, So he told me his story, and I was like, fudge, that sucks. And he's right now going through a divorce. It's messy. He's actually happy that they're getting divorced because he knows that she can't be fixed.
Let me ask you something. We've all heard these people say, both men and women. I'll say men, can't find a good woman. Or a woman says, I can't find a good man. I think a lot of it is that there's plenty of good men and women out there. They're just not attracted to them.
We're all flawed, period. We're all flawed, no matter what you say. I think men, it's harder. You have to be, I don't want to say alpha, but you got to be that top percent, right? 6 foot, whatever.
Make money, be funny.
Shredded abs, have money. If it's either from your family money or, you're self-made, but you have a nice car. That's what women, let's be honest, are attracted to first.
The tall, handsome, funny, rich guy?
Yes. There's not that many out there. But if you're that girl, you have to also bring, the dude is smart, and which he probably is, or has his mom or sisters looking out for him, you gotta bring something to the table. You can't have that first dinner at the family and being like, "Oh yeah, I didn't go to college. Oh yeah, I work at Mac." Nothing against that. But I'm saying, if you're trying to get the tall, funny, rich guy, you got to bring something to the table. Period. That's how I feel. But then again, I'm not 6 foot.
I mean, keep in mind, that guy has options too if he's a tall, handsome, rich, funny
Tons
guy.
of options. And he's going to have other people in his, we'll call it tier system, that are successful, make her own money, and they get together. That's how it usually is. But you also have high school sweetie, right? Where, you don't have to go to school. I'll make all the money. You stay home with the kids. That works. It does work. I have a friend from high school that worked for him, and they're happily married.
It works for half of the military too. The military guys, because there's a lot of divorce in there too. But there's
so much divorce and cheating in the military. Like, oh my god!
But there are some that make it through, where it's like out of high school and let me go to the military.
Because they come from small towns.
Yeah, and they make it together.
If you come from a big city, it's harder, because that girl has options. When you're gone, and it happens all the time, she's cheating on you.
Let's do the opposite, because we went with the tall, handsome, rich, funny guy that women want. Let's go with what a lot of guys want, right? Very attractive woman, young
and fun.
in shape.
Oh yeah,
definitely in shape. And so the guy needs to look in the mirror and be like, what do you have to offer? Do you make a lot of money? Do you have good character? Do you have good hobbies? If it's just like, I just sit at home and play video games all day,
you're not getting anything.
You're not getting anything.
You might get the high school girl in high school, but
you gotta remember, these women are gonna regurgitate this to their family and their friends, like, oh, he does this for his job, he has these hobbies, this and that. He's a real man, not like, oh, he just likes to play video games all day and stay home and stuff. It's like, that's not fun. That's not. In fact, this woman who's in good shape, attractive, young, she's gonna have options. She's not gonna
Tons of options.
She's not gonna go for that guy who's out of shape,
unless he's rich.
Doesn't make a lot of money.
Unless he's rich.
Unless he's rich, maybe. There's other rich guys too who are in shape.
Yeah, but you can be ugly and rich. Sometimes chicks don't want the good-looking rich guy because he has options. This ugly, fat, rich dude doesn't have options, so he's not going to cheat on you.
No, but she could be taking him for a sucker, though.
That's the only reason she would date him is because of that.
Yes, it does happen, but let's just go with, like, genuine. Like, this, if a guy who wants a genuine love, like, look in the mirror and you're like, are you in shape? Are you getting off your ass? Are you making that money? Because the high value woman you want is not going to look at a guy like you unless you're doing things that brings up your value. So if you want like a genuine person, but you're like, you have these weird preferences. You know, I mean, we're talking about Andrew Tate, right? The whole thing about like, he tells guys how to be alpha, get off your ass, work out, do your push-ups, just become a higher value. So
have a routine. It's all routine with Andrew Tate, the whole movement that he has. But it's also like Andy Elliott that we talked about. He's pretty much the same thing. You got to have a routine. You got to be able to offer something. You got to be able to do this. You can't be lazy, because you're not just being lazy for you. You're being lazy for your loved ones.
I mean, there's not much women out there who's attracted to guys who are lazy.
Unless they're rich. Because then if you're rich, you're like, okay, you sit on the couch. I'm going to go out with the girls. I'm going to spend our money.
I don't know if that's going to be a good lasting relationship or a healthy one at least.
Not lasting. Oh, if it's genuine? No.
I'm talking about genuine.
No, it doesn't work out. Because you both have to be active. You both have to have things you like, and going out, working out together, or you have to have common things to be able for it to work. Right? So
yeah, because if you want a woman who genuinely loves you for who you are and you're a lazy guy, how often does that happen?
Not genuine.
If we're talking about genuine, very unlikely.
Nope.
But if you want a good-looking woman, if you're a guy who has a high preference, like she needs to be this age, she needs to be in shape, not fat. I hate to say it, but that's a big thing, guys who are high value, quote unquote. They look for in a woman. They don't want them to be overweight or terribly overweight, or of course beautiful, but not like look my butt beautiful. Like just cute, genuinely cute. Like if you want that type of woman, look at yourself in the mirror, guy, and see, can you achieve that? Are you making that money? Are you in shape? Are you killing it out there? But I digress. I mean, anything else on that?
No, I think you have a point, because you can't be the funny guy and be poor and think that you're going to get the girl like in the movies, right? Oh, I'm going to get the girl because I'm funny, or
there's a lot of
Jonah
guys.
Hill.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys who are not very attractive, but they have money and they're funny. Women love that too.
Now we're getting off the path here. I don't even know what the path was, but I want to talk about what you just said, because in life, I think that resonates a lot, and it's happened to me. I think, and it might just be me. If a woman's decent looking, she's okay. Let's just say, for instance, she's a 6. She's cute. I don't know.
That's slightly above average. Okay.
Okay, but she's fucking awesome. And I mean, like, her personality is on point. She's a sweetheart. She's like, calls you, texts you.
Supportive.
Super supportive. And then you start looking at her different. That 6 turns into an 8 real quick. Because she is hot. She's cute. She's fulfilling a lot because she's nice. Not just nice, but like her personality is awesome. She doesn't talk shit about me. She doesn't make fun of me. She doesn't push me down. She builds me up.
Right.
If I'm having a bad day, she's like, oh, that's okay. What can we do to make it better? Let me give you a massage. Let's go get something. Let's go get a drink. And I mean drink like a coffee or something. Let's talk. Let me hear your day. That makes a person way more attractive. To me, that I've dated girls like that because the way they made me feel.
Yes, if they give you peace.
100% peace. And I've dated a lot of hot chicks that were just the opposite. Why am I with this chick? She's like making fun of me, talking trash to her sister, blah, blah. It's like, what the hell?
It's so true. I've been there where I've dated someone who was super gorgeous. And then after spending time with them, like a lot of time, months into the relationship, maybe a year or so, it's like, wow, this person is super judgmental, mean.
It makes them
very
ugly.
demanding.
It makes them ugly.
Yeah, they start dropping down in points. Like they were 9, now it's 8, now it's 7, now it's 6. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know about this person anymore.
Because they don't do anything for you. They just kick you when you're down. And for them, it's like, oh, cool, he's hurting. Let me see what else I can do.
See how they react if you get laid off from work.
Yeah.
Because that's always an earth-shattering moment for a man if he loses his job. Like if she's going to be there still, and either she's like criticizing you, calling you basically a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Maybe not directly, but insinuating it, or she's supportive, like, hey, don't worry,
We'll
this
find
happens,
something.
we'll find
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. No, that's. But to your point, like a woman who is awesome and is on your side is immediately more attractive.
Yes, very true.
So I saw that all the time. My buddies would be like, oh, I'm dating this chick. She's not that cute. She's all right. And then you meet her and like, oh my God, do you have a sister? Like,
I know,
dude,
right?
you are awesome. Like sometimes you find chicks that are just awesome. And they're like, no wonder you have a lot of guys that want to just be your friend, because you're a cool person, but
Yeah, probably do a lot of things that guys like them. It gives them peace. They just like love to laugh.
Yeah, let's go watch football. Let's go eat some wings and watch football. Like, what? Really? Cool. Oh, you have video games? I'll let you play video games. I'll go clean the kitchen. I'm like, what?
That's like a big thing with my girlfriend and I. We watch basketball together and stuff, and she just goes crazy in front of the screen.
That's awesome.
Get the rebound.
Yep. That's cool.
She's one that like throws a popcorn in the air, all mad, like you missed. How can you? No, but yeah, I get it. It's just that's a big thing for men, right? I hear that a lot. Like they want someone who brings them peace.
Yep.
Thanks for watching our clip. If you want to see more clips like this and you like our views, like the show, click here for some more clips. If you want to hear the whole podcast, watch the whole podcast, click here for the whole podcast. Remember, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll get back to you. Thank you and have a great day.